Hello everybody. In the current affairs this week, the week ended 9th of February 2025. There were two major news items which dominated the scene. The first was that the Reserve Bank of India has cut the repo rate by 25 basis point, that is 0.25%. Repo rate is the rate at which the Reserve Bank of India lends money to the commercial banks, and the commercial banks in turn lend that money to the customers. In India today, 58% of the loans granted by the commercial banks are linked with the repo rate. So what happens is, the moment there is a decline in the repo rate, that straight away benefits all those 58% of the borrowers immediately by way of reduction in their interest liability. In any economy, there are two kinds of measures which are very important to govern an economy. The first one is the fiscal policy, and another one is the monetary policy. Fiscal policy, as we know, are the actions of the government in terms of taxes, policies, capital expenditure, budgetary deficits, all those things which are governed and are in the hands of the government. When it comes to these fiscal policies, the union budget, which was announced last week, did enough and more in this regard to see that the economy is up and running. Now it was the turn of the monetary policy. By monetary policy, as we know, what it means is that the actions of the central bank of the country, in India, the Reserve Bank of India. The Reserve Bank of India would lay down how interest rate movements in the country would happen, and what would be the regulations in respect of the banking system in the country. The Reserve Bank of India, under the new governor, in its first policy meeting, has given a decline of 0.25% in the interest rates, and this will definitely give a flip up to the economy, because now it's a combination of both the fiscal policy and the monetary policy. The second news was that the BJP has gained power in Delhi, and this is something which is an endorsement of the ruling coalition and the confidence of the people in the ruling coalition. This might not have a straightaway impact on the economy or the policies, but it definitely has a very strong sentimental impact, laying down the fact that people are confident in the policies and the programs pursued by the present government. The Indian stock market was by and large unchanged. The FIIs continued to be sellers of more than 10,000 crores, and the DIIs were buyers to the extent of more than 7,000 crores. And now, after this relentless sell by the FIIs of Indian stocks, after several years, it has so happened that the DII holding in Indian equity has surpassed that of FII. Now, the domestic institutions hold more equities in the Indian stock market rather than the foreign institutional investors. The commodity markets, the Brent crude was down by 2.74%, and gold and silver continued continued its relentless up move. Both were up by around 2% each. And in last 1 year, the return on gold and silver is in excess of 35%. The global markets, Nasdaq and S&P 500 were in a softer tone, but by and large unchanged. The MSCI China index this week was up massive by 4.5%, and last 10-year return on this benchmark MSCI China is more than 30%. That is all for this week. Thank you.